Start using mind maps. Mind maps create the divine union between the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain to create some wonderful brain action. Typically, the left side of the brain is known for logic and mathematics. The right side of the brain is known for creativity, language. So if you mix them together, what do you get? You get powerful tool to help in your study session. Now, feminine energy is all about fun and flow, and mind maps are fun. They'll inject some fun and enjoyment and creativity into otherwise boring study sessions. And I used mind maps when I was studying for the bar exam, and it helped me to process a large volume of information so simply. You start making connections between things in different subjects, between things that you're learning. So I highly recommend using mind maps. Hello, my name is Gloria and welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about how to use feminine energy when studying and some of the techniques that I used to pass the bar exam. I'm not saying this from a place of I'm just giving advice. No, I've used it myself and I passed the bar exam in one go, very simply, very enjoyably, and I hope that these tips help you. Mind maps. I got the idea from reading a book about Leonardo da Vinci, and he used mind maps. His books were filled with very randomly placed points, and you would think, why would he do this? But he knew, of course he knew, he was a genius. The second thing that can inject some goodness into your study sessions is movement. Movement is your birthright. Movement is natural. Movement is a blessing. Everything moves in nature. Every single thing moves. Even a rock has atoms that are moving at a very slow vibration, but they are still moving. Everything moves. And I love watching those time lapses of plants growing because it doesn't look like it's moving, but it is moving in a very squiggly and fun way. So add movement to your study session. If you sit there like a rock the whole study session without a single motion, do you expect to find it fun? Do you expect that your body won't think that we're stuck in prison, this is miserable? Of course not. Therefore, if you inject movement, whenever you have a break, you wake up, you stretch, you can change seating positions, you can study on this side of the room today and this side of the room tomorrow. This will make your study sessions much more vibrant. Okay, feminine energy is about flow, is about movement, so you can inject this into your study session and make it more conducive for you if you add some movement and flow. Personally, I did this. I was doing the Pomodoro method, so every time I took a break I would move. Every single time I took a break I would move. I would stand up, I would go look out the window. Even when I was studying, I would change positions. I wasn't stuck in one set position because I found that constrictive. So you can add movement to your study session to make it much more conducive for you. Allow yourself the freedom to move. Allow it. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. If sitting still is not working for you, try and add movement to your study sessions. The next thing is to give yourself grace. Let me ask you a question. If a lion was chasing you, would you be thinking about the quadratic equation? I thought so. So if you're in fight or flight, how do you expect to memorize things that seem so stupid at the time when your body is like danger, 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 danger? This is why you want to study in a relaxed state. You want to study in a state where you feel safe, okay? Learning should feel safe. Learning should feel enjoyable. Learning should be an exercise of your curiosity. Inject good emotions into your study sessions. Stop putting excessive pressure on yourself to be perfect and then ruining the whole experience by having that weight on your shoulders, because you cannot learn in fight or flight. Learning feels like a luxury if you're in fight or flight. Studying about quadratic equations and sides of a triangle seems like a luxury when you feel like you're in danger. That is why it is so important, okay, to give yourself that grace. Tell yourself that this is a safe space for me to study. Do what it takes, but then give yourself that grace and say, even if it doesn't turn out the way I want, I will be fine. I want to enjoy this study session as much as possible. And that's the part of the feminine energy that we love, the gentleness, the comforting part. add that to your study sessions by allowing yourself to make mistakes, because there's nothing like failure. There's only feedback. If it doesn't work, just say, okay, and then I've learned to do it a different way. So give yourself that grace when you're studying. That's how I did it. Another thing is let go of control. Feminine energy is a receiving energy, okay? So you sit back and you attract. You let things come to you. This means that when you're studying and you've done your part, okay, you said I've studied, you believe that you will remember. You sit back and wait for the result. You don't sit down ruminating about, oh my gosh, did I get this right? Oh my gosh, did I do that right? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, is this gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? Am I gonna get all the grades? What if I fail this question? That is being in your masculine energy. You're like, oh, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I need to do everything to make sure I pass. If you've done what you're required to do, just trust that you will get the results you desire. And if you don't, we say there's no failure. It's only feedback. You learn how to do it differently because you can and because other people have done it. So stop worrying about things you cannot control and just sit back and attract the good grades, attract the good things by who you're being. That goes on to my next point. In feminine energy, we talk about being rather than doing. Doing is in the masculine and being is in the feminine. So rather than asking yourself in this course, in this class, what can I do to get good grades, you can ask yourself, who can I become? Who can I become to get these grades? That is a better question if you're in your feminine, okay? Who can I become to get good grades? Do I need to attend my classes? Who do I need to become? Rather than what do I need to do? Because if you become, you will attract the grades, okay? If you become somebody who gets straight A's, then you're gonna do things that straight A students do anyway. You're gonna embody it, so it's just gonna come to you. Rather than thinking like, okay, I'm going to make a timetable, I'm gonna study all these things, blah, 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 without even thinking what you're embodying. Another thing is your mindset. I always talk about affirmations because affirmations are part of my lifestyle. Everything that comes out of my mouth is an affirmation. So if you keep telling yourself that you're stupid, that you cannot do this, you can't memorize anything, this just isn't for you, then so be it, because everything that comes out of your mouth is an affirmation. And if that serves you, then so be it for you. But that is not for me, okay? And in celebration of my dear 90 subscribers, I'm doing a 50% off sale on my affirmation manifestation journal. This is to help you guys, because you need to change what's in here before you can see the reflection in reality. If in here is messed up, you're never gonna perceive when the blessings are there. You're never gonna perceive that whatever you want is so close to you that you just have to reach out and take it. For example, when I was in school, I had the perception that it gets to be easy. I had the perception that my teachers are there for my benefit. I had the perception that everybody is friendly and wants to help me. And that's exactly the experience I had. I had people helping me. I had people giving me tips. I had myself getting lucky and learning things just before the exams that came in the exam paper. I had a lot of good experience because that's what I expected. That's what I was affirming out of my mouth. It gets to be easy, and it was easy. Okay, it was so easy to study. It was easy to manifest the grades. I didn't have to struggle so much to get the grades that I wanted, because that is what I affirmed and that's what I believed, and that became my reality. But I had another friend who told me people are so mean, everybody ignores you in school, teachers are weird. And I was like, are we having the same experience? How can we be in the same class and see completely different things? It's your mindset. And if you sustain those thoughts long enough, you'll start attracting them in your life, because the law of attraction is always working. The last point I'll talk about is rewards. Rewards is such a feminine energy thing to do, okay, because life is a celebration. Every moment of life can be a celebration. You don't have to wait for birthdays to celebrate something. You don't have to wait for public holidays. You don't have to wait for these big things to celebrate. Every single day of your life can be a celebration. Every single day of my life is a celebration. When I wake up, I'm like, oh, thank God I'm alive and I'm well. So when you're studying, celebrate the small wins. Even if it's, I got this concept today, or yesterday it was giving me a bit of a challenge, today I got it. Celebrate that moment and be like, yes, I'm moving forward. Yes, I'm growing. Yes, my mind is becoming more and more like a sponge. Yes, I'm making connections. The information is getting in, it's embodied. I will recall it when I need to. Celebrate small wins when you study. Add that joy into your life, okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you in your study journey. And yeah, bye.